there, Robin here, and welcome to the Happy Infectious Faces Project, my version of the 100 Faces Challenge. I just wanted to show you where I live. I'm an expat living here in Ecuador. I used to live in British Columbia, Canada, but now I live in Baños de Agua Santa, Ecuador. Look at all these mountains and lush farms, and inside there's a little valley that has my wee city in it called Baños. Going for a walk here almost always means going uphill. And this is the view from the cross, a monument here. It is steep. It is a steep 1.5 kilometer walk up. And it seems like the longest 1.5 walk you'll ever take. But I wanted to share with you this view. I'm going to speed up the painting of this awesome face today. So if you like this kind of video, or this video, I invite you to please subscribe and leave a comment of what you would like to see more of in the future. I have put down this tape guide so that I remember to keep my project in the frame. So you're welcome. I'm sure I've not done this in the past, but I'm trying to prevent myself from doing it more often than I hate to admit. I'm very happy to say that this project is doing very well. I would even call it successful. And I'm feeling that way for a number of reasons, but mostly I'm glad to say that it's successful because it's bringing smiles to faces of both the participants who are taking their photos and sending them to me, but also to the people viewing the paintings. Some people have the opinion that art has very little value, but in times like this where it's tough and we're trying to cope, art helps so much. These real and hilarious faces are bringing smiles and helping people to laugh. Even if it's just for a short while, it gives a break from the stress of life. And an outlet like giggling or laughing is a good thing. It's a gift, really. I have read the comments, and it seems like it's doing just that. It makes my heart sing. So, this is the goal of the project. This goal of the project is successful. So thank you to the participants who are bringing the smiles and giggles to other people with your creative faces. This challenge is helping me get faster with my drawing and laying out of the painting. So that is a very positive thing. And it's also bringing up my accuracy of my eyes and observation skills for laying out things like proportions and what is really there. I will talk about proportions of the face another day. That's a huge topic on its own. But I wanted to talk more about making of artwork. So this is my opinion and a part of my philosophy, yet again, but it's where I come from. And it may not agree with you, but that's okay. I could paint these as photorealism, and please don't confuse what I'm about to say, and because I really and deeply admire that form of art. But I find if I do that, I change my connection to the project. I obsess, overwork, I stew, and overcorrect about it. So to stop this, I give myself permission not to make it perfect. If I were to try and focus on that perfection, I wouldn't complete any artwork. So that's not right for me. It doesn't work like that. And there are so many other things that I want to observe and paint in the world, and so many other ideas that I want to communicate through art. So this is where I give my artistic inner child permission to come out and play. I personally when I see art, I like to see the brush strokes and the pencil strokes. I like seeing how the artist is working out the problems and figuring out what they want to represent in this image, how they want to communicate. This brings us to a talk about artist editing. Now, editing can mean adding and subtracting something and changing it. So sometimes that changes your interpretation too. Sometimes I edit the image because something about it might be too distracting for the painting and I could lose the focus, or it could be too much and it would do the same thing. Sometimes I edit the photo because it really doesn't work with what I want it to do, so I change it up a little bit. Sometimes I edit when I find, again, something is distracting from the message I want to express. Sometimes I find that an added small little brush stroke or pencil stroke that can be added or subtracted can change the whole feeling of the painting. I was once given the best compliment ever, and it was not a brush stroke was wasted. And what that means to me and why it's so important is that to express the energy or emotion of the painting, it was honed down to the most efficient use of my energy and perspective with my skills as an artist. Nothing was distracting from the message. Everything that was needed to communicate was there. No more, no less. It was simple. Humans are not perfect, and I'm thankful for that. The brush and the pencil are tools in which I use to express myself and my ideas. So I need to hone my skills with them forever throughout my life. This is a really tough project because I also have to interpret the message that the participants are giving with me as well, because they're trying to express something too. I gave the boundaries or rules for this game, but the participants are sharing something too, and that means I have to not worry about, say, things like too many wrinkles, or worry about the absolute correct coloring, or the shape, or the perfect shape of what's there, or sometimes every single color of every single hair. That can be very distracting. What I do have to think about is what certain wrinkles will tell about the story, or what different colors in the right spot does. And even the general shape of the hair can do that too. But it doesn't have to be every single hair, but a strategic hair can change the whole dynamic. There is a fine line with art. Sometimes more is just more, but there must be enough there to be enough. So that is where I have to hone this editing skill. And believe me, this project is making me do that. An artist's brush or pencil stroke can be like adding a period, a comma, an exclamation mark, or even a question mark. Now, does that make you think of the painting differently? So, yes, I know these images are not photorealistic, but that was never part of the game. I have a question for you all. When you are looking at these paintings, are you seeing the messages that these people are telling you? Are you developing a story about what you are seeing? I love developing a narrative for these. And it's somewhat private. I have an opinion, and they have an opinion, and now you have one. So there are at least two levels of art going on here. The subject posing and communicating something, me interpreting and making my own opinion of what's going on and trying to read what they're communicating to me and getting that down on the paper. But there is another one. You are another level too. And what I mean is your art of understanding, of interpreting, and of receiving the message. If you are, then this painting is successful. It means that you are going into the painting and you are becoming, in some level, emotionally attached. Even if you hate it, you have an emotional investment into the energy of the story and or the emotion of the painting. Interesting, huh? So there are so many ways to communicate, and all of them artful. So now, I'm sure you're going to like some ponder time and some time to watch as this portrait progresses in peace without me yapping. And maybe a chance to think about art in a different way. So I have some soft music for you from my friends, and I hope that you enjoy this wonderful expressive face. Let me know in the comments below how this makes you feel, and if you maybe have ever felt the same way too. Wasn't that a great face? I just love her face. I love working with real people and their real images. So thank you to Carluco for making awesome music for me again. He's so talented. And please consider subscribing and hit the bell icon if you want to be posted or if you want to be told when I post more. So thank you again for joining with me, and hopefully you create more art and think about art in a different way in the future.